Ladies and gentlemen, the American cheering Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. I got energy today. Let's go. Trump is having a rally in the Bronx. I tell you right now, it's hysterical. The momentum on Trump's side is unbelievable. You know what? You can say anything you want about Trump, but he is the most amazing political figure in history. It used to be Bill Clinton. No, he was like Wile E. Coyote. This guy, Clinton's got nothing on him. Biden, you can't make this up. NAACP speech. The White House put out a transcript, what was meant to be said, and what he said 9 times, where he said jibberjash, and it was supposed to be a word. He is a pestilent Chilean prig. Trump widens his lead across the board. Hunter. There's now evidence that Hunter wanted to arrange a meeting with Joe and his uncle, Jim, and Chinese in New York City for a deal. Fauci yesterday, they beat up on Dr. David Morin's assistant to Fauci, and it's clear that they were engaged in destroying evidence, manipulating things. Fauci needs to go to jail. Obama. Evidence came out yesterday. Bob, you have to watch my Facebook Live I did about all this. I put it all together. But Obama, it turns out, protected Iranians from getting arrested by the FBI here that were part of the Iranian nuclear deal. This guy, the destroyer of America. He taught Joe how. CIA, turns out we found out yesterday, protected the sugar brother of Hunter from being interviewed by the FBI. This all came out yesterday. Also, the FBI's confirmed now that the laptop is really Hunter's, blah, blah, blah. Oh, after Joe says 50 plus CIA intelligence officers said it's a Russian hoax. Yeah, right. Biden really may not be on the Ohio ballot. You talk about a problem that Trump doesn't even have to fight in Ohio to win. By the way, Trump won it by 8 points. He's up 10 in Ohio now. By the way, this is on Biden. Biden didn't do what needed to be done to get on the ballot. Judge Kelly Johnson, high-profile judge down in Texas, been out of work for 3 weeks. They don't know what the hell's going on. Some kind of personal issue. Haley says she will vote for Donald Trump. Hunter, he's got a trial coming in June. Gun charge. Guess what? His exes, his creepy, weird relationship with sister-in-laws and whatnot. Can you imagine having a relationship with your sister-in-law even if your brother was dead? By the way, I have that situation. I got a sister-in-law who's involved with someone else, got a great relationship, that was married to my brother Jed. I can't imagine being involved with your dead brother's wife. Sick. I think the Bible even said something like that. And he's also faces a trial in September. 42 million gallons of gas old Joe is going to pull out of our reserves. James Comer, apparently he's going to get in trouble with Trump a little bit because he wants to pass some laws relative to tax returns, so forth and so on. Natalie Harper is apparently the super printer for Trump, follows Trump around to print things off, has a portable printer. Jamie, I'm being serious. We need to check out about getting a portable printer. I would love for you to have a portable printer and we could print stuff off. I'm serious. I like that idea. High inflation. 65% of Americans says high inflation has affected their finances. Delinquency rates on loans, all-time high. And 60% of Americans think there's a recession, but they say there's not a recession. Folks, I want to tell you something. You've heard the word inflation, which has to do with a microeconomic issue like interest rates, inflation. You can use the word depression, stagflation, which is kind of like inflation, a little different. But you can use the word recession, depression, whatever. It doesn't make any difference to the average Jane and Joe what actually defines what that is. If you are an American taxpayer working, or whatever you are, retired, whatever, you know the economy sucks. They can use the word recession, depression. It's not a recession. It's not a depression. Really? what the hell difference it makes? Am I not right? Preaching to the choir here. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I told you I was revved up. May you be an oracle and not a pestilent, culinary prig. By the way, I beat Spindley yesterday in chess pretty handily, but he beat me the first game today when I should have beat him. And he's yapping about it.
Never going to lose again.
Oh, my God.
With Deters.
This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, American German Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Local News. Deanna Donald, pictured here, severely abused a 4-month-old child. Now, I'm telling you, I gotta actually talk to a Kentucky and Ohio State legislator or maybe a congressman. How is this not the death penalty? How's it not the death penalty? Folks, I want to tell you something. I'm going to share with you something. We might have to make this a cut. I'm going to share with you something very personal that you're going to say, wow, I can't believe you're sharing that. But I want you to dive inside. Now, this isn't going to apply to a lot of you, but I guarantee you that it's going to apply to some of you because it also applies to me. Are you telling me that you did not at least think? I'm not saying you didn't actually plot it out. I'm not saying that you really weren't going to do it, because I would never really do it. But are you telling me that you never thought once about somebody that did you wrong really, really bad, that you might just whack them? And you decided in that time of whack, say, wouldn't be worth life imprisonment or the death penalty. Folks, the criminal code deters. My 8 days in the Hamilton County Justice Center influenced my life in a big way on all kinds of fronts, including I don't want to ever go to prison. It deters. Do you think we would have more or less child abuse if there was a death penalty? And why is there anything that doesn't deserve that? Isn't that the ultimate violation of trust and inhumanity? The harming of a child? I don't get it. All right, Joe Biden got a lot of negative votes in Kentucky. They're trying to spin that on Trump. Percentage-wise, it was really bad for Joe Biden. Kim Luce, who actually is a Durrani client, unless it's a different Kim Luce, spoke out yesterday about Jennifer Miller, just like the Perkins family is. This woman stole some money from them too. Turnout, 13% in the state of Kentucky. That was worse than even the governor's race. Barclays phone center laid off 270 people yesterday without notice. When you hear me talk about corporate health care and corporations and banks and insurance companies, this is what I'm talking about. They want your loyalty to them. They want you to follow all your rules. And then you got employment at will, and they can just lay you off. I've told my famous stories. I'm terrible at laying people. I've laid Jamie off 13 times and hired him back before I finished laying him off because I just can't do it.
He would have no one to play at chess.
The only reason why I don't lay Jamie off is we're really competitive. Like I'm going to concede this. He's like a little bit better than me, but not much, which means we have great games. But if I let him go, I'd have no chess part because Sabrina can't play chess. She's blonde. Just joking, Sabrina. Edward Murray, this guy, killed a 1-year-old, Kareem Kaita. Why not the death penalty? Why? I don't get it. I'm kind of shocked that no state legislatures said, hey, let's do death penalty. And by the way, I'm not talking about the okay, hit him with the belt too much. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about abuse. You can define it. Legislators can write laws. By the way, Jamie, remind me, I haven't done this ever. I would like to write some laws and submit it to some state legislatures for consideration about a whole bunch of topics. So you remind me. So I beat you in chess later. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I am having a wonderful day.
Hello, Bulldog Nation. Jamie Spindley here with Eric Deters World News. Today's top headlines. Berlin police are investigating a death on the tracks at a central station. A woman and a child were hit by an arriving train after she climbed down from the platform. The woman died at the scene and the child was critically injured. Emergency services responded promptly to the incident. At least 9 people, including a child, were killed and about 50 were injured after a part of a stage collapsed at an election rally in Nuevo Leon, Mexico, according to the local governor. In other news, China has commenced 2 days of military exercises around Taiwan, describing them as strong punishment for what it calls the island separatist acts. And Ecuador's president has declared a 60-day state of emergency in 7 provinces to address a surge in violent deaths. Human rights groups are concerned about potential violations by security forces during this period. That's all I have for today. I'll be back tomorrow. Cheerio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American German Bulldog Nation. By the way, I'm not doing cocaine, but my producer said stop rubbing my nose, so I won't rub my nose. Reds lost to the Padres 7-3 yesterday. Same old, same old. NCAA is going to settle with all the past players who didn't get NIL money for only $2.6 billion. The Mavs upset the Wolves last night. 108-105 in Minnesota. Stenhouse has been suspended indefinitely for his right hook on his fellow NASCAR driver. All right, Jordan Love says he might hold out for the season. He wants a contract extension. They all see the money rolling around. They all want a piece of that money. And the Bengals released their Ring of Honor, and guess what? I'm trying to pull it up on my phone so I could give you the players, and I can't do it. I'm not going to wait anymore. C.J. Frederick, who gets hurt every year. He went to UK, went to Iowa, hurt. Went to UK, hurt. Goes to UC, hurt. He's coming back for his senior season so he can be hurt. It's the Bulldog. C.J., I hope you're not hurt and get to play. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, American German Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Pop Culture. This is a great story, and I put it in pop culture because it's different kind of news. The Buddhists have always taught that there is no constant self, that we're always changing. You know, we're always changing physiologically. Well, think about it. Our brains are always changing, every the way we think. So those people that act like, well, you're not holding to your principles. Well, the reality of it is a lot of times you're changing. There is no constant self. You can't make this up. Now, neuroscience, is this too deep for you? Neuroscience, Sabrina says that they're right. They've proven it scientifically. So there you have it. There is no constant self, Grasshopper. This might be a good cut too. We'll call it Grasshopper. Abandons is a new show out by Suter, whatever his name is, the creator of Sons of Anarchy, which means you know it's going to be good. Gutfeld having Bill Maher on was the #1 rated Gutfeld show ever. 2 titans in the industry. You know what's amazing about those 2 guys? The 2 smartest and funniest guys on the left and the right found some common ground. And a good time giving each other a hard time good-naturedly. Folks, I want to tell you something. I have some liberal friends, and they're old school liberals. My wife is an old school liberal. I'm talking about liberal in the vein of like Jimmy Carter, not woke. My wife, Alan Statman, is a liberal. Dr. Bloomfield, a expert in the Durrani litigation, is a liberal. And we have funny and normal conversations. Now, it is true. None of them are woke. Me and my wife lately has been talking about how is there going to be long we're not going to have any choices and communism's taking over. That's coming from my wife. She's getting it a little bit. Same with the vax and everything else, which she got and regrets. But I'm just telling you, I mean, you know, it's like when I talk to Bloomfield, who can't stand Trump, I always give him a little bit, which is like, you know, Trump's lifestyle ain't my kind of thing, but I like his policies. And he respects that. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Do not be a pestilent, Cooliani prig. Be an oracle.